now there is a new kind of competition that what my child can attain at a very early age. I was reading somewhere that the child was, selected by Microsoft, and he goes to office from Monday to Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday he is completing his studies. What are we doing with the children?
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today it is an honor and a pleasure for me to introduce you all to this very particular session where we are going to know more about the importance of open playgrounds. My name is Harsh and I'm going to moderate this session for all of you, wherein I'm going to introduce you all about the event and perhaps the person who is going to interact and address all of us. First of all, I request you all to kindly acknowledge and welcome the presence of our esteemed guest, Madam Lata Singh Dasila, who is here with us. I would like to request all the persons, those who are watching this session on YouTube, to kindly applaud in the comment section and welcome the presence of our guest. Madam Lata Singh Dasila is a founder director of Merivigilia EQ Academy, and apart from leading a global team of kids and parents life coaches that she has trained and certified, she is an ICF certified life coach, emotional intelligence trainer, assessor and educator, and NLP practitioner with 18 plus years of IT industry experience. So first of all, ma'am, I welcome you to in this session. Thank you so much for joining and agreeing to share your thoughts with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. So moving to the topic of today's session, which we have chosen is shortage of open spaces and playground lead to negative tendencies in children. A healthy body is a house of a healthy mind. At the growing age, it comes to with a lot of physical activities, games, and sports played outside in the open spaces and playgrounds, which are perishing fast. The outer spaces significantly impact our mental and physical well-being, as the foundation of person's growth and betterment lies in the very environment he decides. Ma'am, may I request you to could you please explain our viewers the harmful impact of the lack of open spaces?
So Harsh, this is a very nice topic, I would say, to pick, and really as parents we need to know that how harmful it can be for children not to play outside. But I feel that it is not always about the open spaces that is available. It is lack of physical activity as well. So it can lead to many health problems ranging from minor to, you can say, chronic. Even in children, not only in adults, but in children, if they are not doing much of physical activity. So it's like, they can face heart diseases early in their early age. Obesity is another thing. Then low immunity is low in children, and then lethargic body. Many times you will also see, the children are lazy. They are low on energy because the physical activity is low. Then in children, you will also see the lack of muscle and bone strength if they are not physically active. Lack of concentration and focus is another thing when we don't let our children play outside in open spaces. And then there are also research has said that there are a lot many mental health issues like anxiety, depression, and many times it can lead to suicidal tendencies in children. So we may not realize that this can be because of physical activity. But if you see the pandemic from last 9-8 months, many adults, even we have faced a lot of anxiety. Why? Because the physical activities were very low. We were not moving out, we were not going to open spaces or meeting friends, or there's a very important role of these open spaces in our life. Going outside, doing some physical activity, meeting people is very, very important. And not only that, it affects emotional well-being of children. So yes, I see that you can see that there are so many effects of not letting children play outside in open.
Indeed, ma'am, you have given a very detailed overview, and I would like to tell my viewers that this is something we have tried to convey this message before also, and today we have again taken this topic. And I think we all need to understand this because of we have seen this pandemic. During this pandemic, we all were inside our houses, and so our mental health affected from because of it also. Ma'am, my next question to you is while the school in foreign countries which have a smaller geographical area are not allowed to operate without a well designed playground of required size, but in India there are many schools operating and importing education without a playground or with a very small playground which is not compatible to their student strength. How can a school without playground help its student to grow up as a strong citizen physically as well as mentally?
So again, very valid question. Like many times I have seen, people who are just, here to earn money don't follow all the norms, and it is really unfortunate in India. If you see, they get all the, work done through their, you can say, authorities by bribing them, or they get, what they want. Like they can open a school even in very small areas. You would see, schools are running in just 2-room flat. School is running, and there is no, I think there are a lot many people who say that this should not be done, but many times people do very less for this thing. But unfortunately, schools are running, and we see that even parents start sending children to those schools because they are nearby, or maybe just next to their house, so they are okay sending their kids to there that places. But what schools can do, like, even if they don't have a very big playgrounds or something like this, what they can do is include physical activities like yoga in their curriculum, have social emotional learning activities in the schools, like, where children can talk to each other, move around. At least not a big playground, but still they can have some activities that are related to physical activities, where they can be, part of this physical thing where children are active and actually doing something in that regard. So this is very, very important, and I think schools should focus on the mental health part, because this is closely associated with the physical activities that we do in schools. If I remember, in my childhood, we were fortunate enough to have a very large playgrounds, very open spaces. But nowadays, come to the cities, especially the urbanization, where there are so many societies, and people are just selling flats. There is no provision of playgrounds. There is no provision of extra activities that can be done. So how schools can manage it, and how even parents can manage it, it can be like they can go to the local sport complex or the gardens nearby, or open spaces that are near their houses. But they have to make sure that their children are physically active, they are running, they are playing outside, meeting their friends. It is very, very important, and we may not realize it now, that I see my child is very small, but once they grow up, like when they are in their 20s, 30s, you will see the impact of what we have done to our children by not letting them play outside. So schools, for school, I would say that, even if they have very less space, make sure that, you include yoga in your curriculum, you include these SEL classes in your curriculum, so that at least they have this physical activity being done regularly in schools.
Indeed, ma'am, you have raised you have told many important things, and one which I like the most is that you have raised the concern of mental health, and I think we all need to understand this because mental health is something which we cannot forget. And one thing which I would like to point out here also that we have recently seen that our new education policy came, but I am feel very sad to say that there is no any description, no any point regarding the mental health. Ma'am, my next question to you is lack in the open space for physical activities and gradually vanishing playgrounds has become an alarming situation in India. What are the reasons for this loss?
So I would say, this is something that is not only that the concern that should come from that is something government is doing or people are doing. It is something, we all are responsible, equally responsible for it. Like, especially, in the cities, you go to the rural areas, you go to small towns, they still have lot of open spaces, they have houses, independent houses. But now come to the cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Chennai, you would see so many societies are, building up. And the commercialization, I think, is the main reason people are here only to earn money. And when we also come to cities, like Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, we also think that we should have one flat and we should be good at, because we are going to office every day, coming back and just living in that space. We don't need a house, like an independent house. So, vanishing, like independent houses are vanishing in cities like these metro cities. And you would see it is replacing by the societies like tall buildings all around us. It's a concrete jungle, you can say. We are not realizing as humans that what we are giving to our future kids. We are actually not thinking right now that, after 10 years, 20 years down the line, we will have the most laziest, most I would say children, the adults who have become now, children who have become adults are the most laziest and have zero physical activity by then. Because right now, the societies where we live in have very small spaces. They don't have a lot of spaces. And yes, this urbanization is one main reason for this. Like, we are not thinking it from what will happen after 15, 20 years down the line. So earning money, I think, people are just focusing on money part. They are not thinking on the health and the mental health part of it.
All right, ma'am. We have seen that recently, or in the past 10 years, we have seen technology has influenced much in our life. We are living in the age of augmented and virtual reality. Being an educator and parenting coach, what do you believe? What are the factors that are turning children as non-indulgent toward physical activities?
So I would say, there are two things. One is, the lack of these open spaces that we are discussing, that we don't have enough space where we can send children. The second is the trust levels, like, have decreased a lot. Like, parents don't trust, they have a safety, security issues. Like, if they will send children outside with somebody, or even if they are at home and sending children to play outside, they don't know what will happen with them. So there's a lack of this, you would say the trust issues are there. And also, with the rise of social media, mobile phones, laptops, and the classes are also running online these days, children are more engaged in these gadgets. So earlier we used to give them gadgets for some time, like 3 hours, 2 hours in a day. But right now, like us, they are sitting for 9, 10 hours on a mobile phone, then a laptop. And what if, after they have done the online classes, they want to play some video games, that is again on the mobile phone and the laptops. So unfortunately, even if as a parent we want them to play outside, one is the trust issues, and one thing that we feel that children might get, some kind of pollution or some kind of diseases, and because of this corona thing also, we don't let them go out much. This is one of the major reason I see that children are glued to their devices like mobile phones or the laptops or TV, if not. So their screen time has increased a lot of screen time. Same as us, as adults. Earlier, we used to sit for, I think, 8 to 9 hours in front of laptop in offices. But now children are also at the same where it means we both are on the same line. So the impact is bad on both of us, like children as well as adults, that we are spending too much time on these devices.
Indeed, ma'am, as we have discussed much regarding the problem and its challenges and what are reasons, ma'am, what do you think, in your opinion, what can be the best ways to bring the change?
So, one thing we must, as parents or as an individual also, we must think that physical activity, exercise, yoga should be part of our life. Like, we, eat food time to time, right? We know that water is important, food is important, laptop is important, even the, spending time on social media with these, web series and everything, we are glued to our mobile devices. We should ensure that, we are doing some kind of physical activity at least. Even if, let's say, due to corona, we don't move out much, offices are like, still a lot of IT industry, you see it's online, they are working from home. So our jobs have become work from home, but we have to actually schedule our day in a way so that we have time for physical activity like yoga, morning walk. Some routine should be there, and in between also, while we are on laptops doing the work, we should get up and move around the house itself. Whenever you get a phone call, take it while you're walking. Just walk around. You don't have to sit and take the call. It's a good break for you. Like you're working on a laptop and you get a call, just move around. Go pick your phone and just move around. Similarly, let your children also take that break in between. Let them move around. You can, if you think that there are not much open spaces near your house, you live in a congested area, you can take your children to nearby park. Make it a habit, like every weekend somewhere, take them outside, show them flowers. I see most of the children have never seen these roses and lots of flowers that bloom at this time in February. This is the best time for flowers to bloom, but many children have no idea. They have just seen their balcony gardens, just few plants. So I think parents, as a parents, we can take them out for a drive, or some places where they can see nature at least. And this is especially for people living in the city areas like the metros, Delhi, Noida, you can say Mumbai, Bangalore. The people who are living in these areas should make it a habit of continuously going out and giving themselves time to do yoga. So it should be like a schedule of their day. Same as we eat food, drink water, have fruits, we should have physical activities as well, for us as well as for our children. If we think that many parents come to me, say that we live in a society where there are very less children, or my child doesn't have a fellow child, we can play. So what we can do is we can go out together. We can go in an open area where we can have badminton, we can have a lot of the games that we can play with children. As we have timetable schedule for eating food, we should also have a proper schedule for the physical activities for children. And if we can support them in those activities, like we can go along with them, it will be beneficial for them. Because we need to remember, as parents, that they are always learning by watching us. It's not that what we tell them to do, it is what we do in front of them, is something teaching them a lot. So what we will do, they will just, copy that. So children are like that. They will immediately learn from what we are doing and how we are handling things.
Indeed, ma'am. Ma'am, as I was reading your profile yesterday, I found that you are very much connected to students and parents. Ma'am, my next question to you is, what is the one greatest transformation you have witnessed in your career, in the lifestyle of students in past 20 years?
So Harsh, lot has changed, over these years. Like when you say 20 years, I think we are becoming machines now. So the kind of life we are living is, we want busyness all the time. We want to be busy all the time. One thing, then the other. We don't know the benefit of getting bored. Children, small children, even they will come and tell, I'm getting bored. And they just want the mobile phone. They want TV to be watched. They need some kind of entertainment all the time. But I remember my childhood, when I was a child, we used to sit for long hours doing nothing. It was just sitting with your parents, listening to people, just going outside and sitting and listening what people are doing, watching who is going where. I remember with my cousin, we used to have a flat in the very congested area. We just used to look people, going from one place to other, and how many buses have gone, how many trucks have gone. It was our entertainment, but that gives a lot of relaxation to our mind. But nowadays, children are only focusing on mobile devices. They want to play games. They want to be busy in something or the other. Like, they have a goal to attain at every moment, which is risking their health actually. So we need to rest our minds. So the transformation in last 20 years, when you see, I'm seeing children are no more children. They know everything at a very early age. Like even when they are attaining the age of 10, they are like, teenagers already. When they are teenagers, they are adults already. And when they are adults, they have nothing to do then, because they have already lost everything in growing up actually. So very saddening, but yes, this transformation is not really good for parents, for us, as if we see our future down the line, this transformation is not going anywhere. And one thing, I'm not against teaching children coding, or letting them develop any kind of you can say app or something. It can be interest based also, but when I see parents, now there is a new kind of competition that what my child can attain at a very early age. I was reading somewhere that the child was selected by Microsoft, and he goes to office from Monday to Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday he is completing his studies. What are we doing with the children? Is it the age he should be going to office? He should be going to office only when he is ready to go to office, means after the age of 20, 22, 25. Right now, when he is a 7th grade student, he should be studying in a school. He should be enjoying his childhood, because no matter what, we will never be able to give his childhood back to him. But parents are so proud, seeing their children doing amazing thing in the childhood. Everybody, like every parent is busy, they really want their child to attain lot many things, even when they are getting, to the school. They are just in the schools right now, but they want them to earn a lot of money, fame, name, and everything. So somewhere we are going completely wrong, completely wrong. A child should live a child life. I strongly believe that. And I always request parents that, let them be child, because once they will grow up, they will never get it back. It is just once in a lifetime that we are children. This is only the memories of our childhood. But these children who are going to offices, who are developing, some kind of apps, or you can say some kind of, work they are doing and earning money out of it. Even the TikTok, it has taken away life of so many children. That is so disheartening. But what are we doing as a parents to them? Why don't we stop them that, okay, just enjoy your life. You want to do something like, let's say, you want to do something in one area, this which is your passion, go ahead, do it. But that should not become, the earning thing for you. This is not the time when you should be thinking of how much money I can earn. And I see everybody so proud, promoting such children who are doing great, or earning a lot of money in their childhood. But this is not how the world was like, I don't think God has created us for doing these things in our childhood. 1 or 2 children is okay, but nowadays, unfortunately, every parent is willing their children to earn money as early as possible. So that's disheartening and alarming also for us.
Very meaningful, ma'am. You have raised a very important point, and I think we need to understand this. Modern parents need to understand this, and need to understand the thing that these big corporate are just promoting their ideas to fill their pocket. It's no important for everyone, and if means someone is interested, then there is a lot of the things content available, and we need to find there's no need to pay extra and go to this platform to enroll their children. But we'll talk separately on this session, and we will surely do one session, ma'am. My next question to you is, what will be the one piece of advice you would like to give parents, school management, government, and students from your side? I think you have already given, but please one more.
So it's like, I really wish, the government, while they are already working on NEP 2021, they should really focus on the mental health issues, because you can see that in last 1 year, we have lost so many bright people, so many youngsters who were doing really good in their life, but just these 8-9 months of pandemic, and they couldn't survive this. They have committed suicide. Recently, we have seen so many good actors, actresses, and people who were doing really good in their life committed suicide. It is somewhere mental health issues that we need to focus on. Physical activities are very, very important. Not only schools, parents should also understand this. Even if I think even if they don't have open spaces or many things around, what they can do is they can inculcate the habit of doing yoga, take your children outside, play indoor games as well with them, some activity that will distract children from regular studies or online thing. Let them be distracted away, take them away from these mobile devices. It is good for nobody, no one, like not even for us. And government should really make sure that the school are inculcating good habits like yoga, social emotional learning, mental health issues. They should have proper curriculum in place that talks about it, because right now we are not realizing, but down the line, 15-20 years down the line, we are getting into a society that will be the mentally sick society. We already are going in that direction, but it will be really harmful if we don't pay attention right now. And it is very, very important that we should now stand for this, that mental health is very, very important. Physical education is important. Physical activities are important for children as well as adults. So they should make a policy around this, and school should be thinking on these lines as well, along with the parents. So that
Indeed,
would be
ma'am.
my advice.
It was really a very wonderful message from your side, and these are the days in which we are living. We can easily find a girl or a boy of 12-year-old into the depression, and it is very sad reality we need to understand. And ma'am, I can say there's a lot to learn from you, but because sort of time, we have to wrap up this session at this point. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining and giving your important time. It was a very healthy discussion with you on the topic.
Thank you so much, Harsh, for having me.
Thank you.
It was my pleasure. Thanks a lot.
On the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone.